How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for today's video, you find me sitting in a 2019 Hyundai Veloster Turbo Ultimate. So this is not going to be an in-depth review. This is really more of a first drive impression of what the Hyundai Veloster Turbo Ultimate, man, that is a mouthful, what this car is like. So this specific model costs $29,160. This has the 1.6 liter turbo GDI engine that you find in a lot of Hyundai cars. This has a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. Personally, I also drive a Hyundai Tucson, so that, believe it or not, has the same exact hardware. It has the 1.6 liter turbo engine. It has a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. So I kind of have some frame of reference of what this car is like to drive and to also shift. And I can tell you right now that this is tuned much better than that crossover that I've been driving for the past 2 years. This is the little hot hatch from Hyundai. It's a market segment dominated by almost everyone except for the Koreans. That, by the way, is the lane keep assist, another nice feature that's found in this little Econo hatch. But let me just first tell you what I really like about this car. And starting off with the interior, you can't really tell that this is a Hyundai when you cover up the badge because all the materials look very upscale. I love the layout of the buttons. I love how clicky they are. They don't feel low rent like typical buttons you find from some other domestic brands. Hate to say it, but these feel, all of the knobs and all the dials, all the buttons, they feel really nice, and visually they look really appealing. The steering wheel, the seats, the feel of the shifter is all positioned very nicely, is more driver oriented, and I love the heads-up display. And when I toggle through the different drive modes, the display changes to something that's more tailored to the type of driving that you're doing. So for instance, normal, you see the speed, you see the lane keep assist where you are in the lanes, and you also see the speed limit information. Change it to sport mode and you get a more performance oriented display. You get the tack, where the red line is, and also your gearing if you choose to use these paddle shifters, which this is the best part of the 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. The best part of the dual clutch gearbox is the fact that it shifts so fast. And having these paddle shifters on here makes driving a lot more fun, a lot more engaging. It's not as engaging as rowing your own gears, of course, but this is a nice alternative. And when you drive this in a more spirited fashion, car kind of comes alive. Of course, this is a front-wheel driver. I do sense a hint of torque steer up front, unfortunately. That is pretty common with front-wheel drive cars. Something that the Type R, the Honda Civic Type R, has somehow completely eliminated. Starting from stop and punching it, there's just that slight hint of tugging to the right side. That's okay. You'll get used to it. In terms of handling, this car is brilliant. I love the lightweight nature of this thing. Yeah, there's like some body roll here and there, but change this to a more performance-oriented shocks in the aftermarket world, and you're gonna have one little super hot hatch. In terms of engine performance, this has the 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. And this is the same unit that's found in a bunch of different Hyundais now. This one's tuned to give you more torque, so it's a little bit more fun to drive. As for the second row seating, there's plenty of leg room back there. This is obviously a car that's more youth-oriented, so probably people that have no kids yet and have a lot of friends that you want to drag around to the bars and whatever. So there's plenty of space back there. Some other things I like about this car is the overall look. It's got that big gaping grille. Those big gaping grills are kind of unnecessary just because in terms of like efficiency, you only need such a small opening. But again, it looks so aggressive. And I believe that they pulled it off pretty well in this car. And walking around, you get the nicely machined 18-inch wheels. The 3-door look is not for everyone, but it's very functional considering that we drive on the right-hand side. and the back door is located on the right side, so you can let people out by the curb. I want to make a note about the heads-up display, that I'm wearing polarized glasses and I could clearly see the heads-up display, which is super nice. In traditional heads-up displays that project the image onto the windshield, if you wear polarized glasses, it could sometimes cut out or reduce the overall brightness of the heads-up display. Another nice touch is this traditional handbrake. No need to have a button push or button pull handbrake or one of those foot activated ones. Give me a lovely handle to pull on. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been the first drive impressions of the Hyundai Veloster Turbo Ultimate. I'm looking forward to getting our hands on one of these for a week-long review. So make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you can catch that video when it comes live. And if you found this video somewhat entertaining or helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up down below. And again, also hitting that subscribe button. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Shifting Lanes channel. We've got project cars. We review press cars like this and go on fantastic events like today's event. So anyway, let's wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.